Hi, so in this video I want to talk about um, some thoughts on some concepts around around the concept of time. So in this video I'm going to talk about it from a more not from a uh, very literal perspective. Okay, so um, I'm kind of going to talk about it in a way that that I just find it interesting to think of it in that way, or I feel like it can, it can create for some interesting thoughts, not meant to be very literal in that way, but I think it can create, it's just some interesting ways I felt like, yeah. So, um, okay, so one of the things, and maybe you can relate to this in some ways. Maybe you felt something similar to this, or somewhat. Maybe you would relate to this. So one of the things that I want to talk about is the um, the way different points in time can sometimes feel like they're so much closer together when they are actually quite um, when they might be much farther apart. Like there are times when I feel like there are certain moments in time that are so far away, like so many years ago, but I feel like it almost feels like it actually was just yesterday. Like, that's kind of a big figure of speech when people say, like, oh, it felt like just yesterday, but there are times when it almost actually feels that way when it's actually years ago. And I feel like it can be, I don't know, maybe it's certain memories of certain things that maybe we really connected with. Maybe they leave such a strong memory that it feels, that it feels really close when it's actually many years ago. So, yeah, and okay, I'll get into another. Should I? Okay. Uh, okay, should I talk about this or should I talk about the other one first? Okay. Anyway, so yeah, okay, so um, with there are certain times, right, and where when it feels like you are almost, you could say that you are in, um, you could almost say that you are in two moments almost at the same time. It feels that way because there are certain memories where it there's just one memory of a certain thing happening, and then there's another memory, and it's almost like you are simultaneously in both of these um, times. It kind of feels that way. And um, another another thing that I sort of was thinking about is there are some memories which are like so deep and powerful that it sometimes when you like think about them, it almost feels like if you really like thought about it and it just really you really thought about it, it almost feels like you could like almost go back to that memory in a certain way, as though it feels like, because the memory can be so strong, it almost feels like when you really think about it, it can almost like like snap you back to that time. In a way it kind of almost feels that way. And so yeah, in that way I feel like this concept of memory, it and remembering things, and things that meaningful things or powerful memories that we have from previous times, it can create for some interesting like, feelings when you're kind of reminiscing on these memories, or when you're thinking about it. And it's just in a way, the way you think about memory, it can um, like, am I making sense here? It can the uh, just thinking about a memory kind of, there's a there's a certain feeling about it which is kind of hard to describe, but yeah, it has its own sort of nostalgic and really difficult to put into words, that sort of feeling, but it's almost like you are um, I don't know how to, it's like it's like you could want to be in that time at that moment in some way. It's just difficult to put into words, but I guess if you felt it, maybe you can relate to it, and maybe you can sort of get what this feeling is about. So anyway, yeah, those are some thoughts that I wanted to talk about on this concept of memory. And and yeah, I think that's kind of it for this video. If you have any of your own interesting experiences with, or thoughts on memory and how different memories can feel, and what kind of um, are there any interesting concepts about memories that you feel about in a certain way? Yeah, let me know what you think about it. So yeah, that's where I'm going to end this video, and hopefully this video made some amount of sense. And like I said, this is not meant to be taken too literally. I'm just trying to try to think of it in interesting ways. So yeah, that's where I'm going to end this video, and I'll see you in the next video.